Good afternoon and welcome to Lariat TV News Today. I'm Nate Smith.
And I'm Kennedy Dendy. Thanks for joining us today. Conservative Speaker Ben Shapiro visited Baylor University Thursday night and fueled a night of political discussion in Waco Hall. LTVN's Igor Stepchinsky was there to capture this highly anticipated event.
Baylor's Young America's Foundation has invited Ben Shapiro to come speak at Waco Hall. Waco Hall sits 2,200 people, and as you can see, it's packed to the brim. Why does the left hate science? That was the title of Ben Shapiro's speech Thursday night. A full house of differing political opinions gathered to listen to one of America's most controversial speakers. Shapiro passionately spoke about the left's misuse of science as a crutch to Democratic stances on topics such as guns, climate change, and transgenderism.
Trans men are not men, they are women. Trans women are not women, they are men. This is because words have definitions.
A Q&A portion allowed attendees to ask their hard-hitting questions to Mr. Shapiro himself. Outside the auditorium, listeners' thoughts were across the board.
Oh, that dude, he went off, man. He said everything we were thinking.
I really agreed with the fact that women who identify as men should not participate in sports with men.
There is no, he was saying stuff like, there's established science facts. He's not a scientist.
While his message was conservative, the event also opened ample opportunity for civil discourse.
What Ben Shapiro did a good job as in the very beginning of his speech by promoting civil discourse, I think that is very good for bridging the gap in America today.
And politically correct SJWs taking over the scientific infrastructure will kill science. Thanks so much.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Igor Stepchinsky.
A voice of Texan pride. That is the title of Glenn Maxey's presentation given at the Hankemer Cashin building Tuesday evening, hosted by the Baylor Democrats. Maxey is the first openly gay elected representative in the Texas legislature and has spent a lifetime advocating for all Texans. He was a trailblazer in establishing education and care facilities for HIV-infected people, including the AIDS Services of Austin. He reflected on his career in politics and his experience of being outed against his will on television, all back when homosexuality was a crime under Texas law.
All I could see across my chest were big yellow letters that said, Glenn Maxey, gay activist. That's how my 65-year-old Catholic mother found out I was gay, and my grandmother, and several million other people across the country.
There has been a tremendous increase in human trafficking in the past year. The National Human Trafficking Resource Center revealed that Texas is one of the states with the highest number of victims. LTVN's Brenshavia Jordan met with one student and a professor who are actively bringing awareness to this issue. Here's the story.
Nobody I have ever met is pro human trafficking, so everyone is on board with what do we need to stop people from victimizing others.
Texas is ranked number 2 in the nation for trafficked victims, a modern-day form of slavery where people are forced into labor and sexual exploitation. While January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, there are people committed to making a difference all year round.
There's a multitude of ways that any student with any sort of major or background can jump in and say, I want to lend my vocation and my experience to the fight against trafficking.
With over 40 million people still in slavery, the students of the Baylor chapter of International Justice Mission dedicate their time to bringing awareness on campus.
It's really sweet to watch the Baylor community get to come around and rally around such an important issue like human trafficking. One of the main areas for human trafficking is in the clothing industry and labor trafficking. So by buying secondhand, you always know that your money isn't going keeping people enslaved. But by buying from this thrift store in particular, you know that your money is actually going to freeing people from slavery rather than keeping them in it.
I wanted to donate, of course, because I'm a woman, and just seeing as of lately, there's been a lot of women who have been taken and kidnapped and raped. And so just seeing that and bringing awareness and also donating to fight against it has been like a big thing for me, especially as a woman and a woman of color.
All the money from this event and others like it go towards helping people who are survivors of trafficking or who are still in that situation. And I just think it's such a great cause and such a great organization, and I'm really happy I came today.
I just hope they realize that this is a work that we're all called to and that we can get involved in right here on campus.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Brenshavia Jordan.
Baylor's Global Gateway students shared their unique cultures with domestic students. Bears from far and wide gathered in the Cashin Atrium yesterday to hear these homegrown stories. During the celebration, students and faculty were treated to international games, foods, and music, which is all a part of the International Education Week.
I think it's a very important time to be together, and we can share some information to us. For today's current, we can show us our Chinese traditional things, such as our clothes and food and games.
With the anti-vaccination movement on the rise, one of Baylor's newest organizations, the Student Association for Vaccination Education, is already making efforts to inform the student body about the science behind this injection. According to their Connect website, part of the group's goal is to increase the percentage of Baylor students who receive vaccinations and eventually expand their research pool into the greater Waco area. If you are interested in this cause, SAVE meets from 6:30 to 7 p.m. on Tuesdays in B114 of the Baylor Sciences Building.
Baylor prepares its students for life after graduation in a variety of ways. And there's one course that you may not have heard about that does just that. It's called PRD 2101, or Professional Development, and will continue to be offered in the spring by the Baylor Career Center. Students in the course will gain confidence-building skills that will prepare them for any future job, and they will learn about networking, resume building, and resources to search for employment in their field of study. The course is offered once a week, and there are still spots available.
Some Baylor students got to celebrate Thanksgiving a little early. We'll show you along with tips on the best ways to have a healthy holiday.
It's also a sentimental season for seniors who are remembering the traditions of Baylor and how they all started. Those stories are next.
The best and brightest are drawn to Baylor, where those from many backgrounds with many talents shine together before casting their light outward to illuminate the world. Through transformational learning opportunities that are grounded in Christian faith and service, and research that impacts lives and communities. Baylor University, a place where lights shine bright.
Thanksgiving break is just days away, and Baylor students are eagerly waiting for that home-cooked meal, while others celebrated their Thanksgiving dinner with their Baylor family. LTVN's Grace Smith has the story on some of the different ways students will be enjoying the upcoming holiday.
Well, it's that time of year. Students are finally able to put those books down and head home for Thanksgiving break. I went around campus to see what students are most looking forward to this Thanksgiving.
I'm really looking forward to going home and seeing my family and just doing all the traditions we do for Thanksgiving.
So just being around my family, away from schoolwork, and my grandma's sweet potato pie.
I'm most looking forward to seeing my family because it's been a while since I've seen them, and I'm excited just to go home and see the snow. Ever since I was 6, I've made pies the day before Thanksgiving with my grandma, and then we usually just watch a football game as we all eat.
And when it comes to a healthy Thanksgiving meal, nutrition expert and assistant professor shares some tips of what to look out for.
I would avoid things that have cream sauces, gravies. If you can see that butter, a lot of butter has been added to them, I would try to avoid those types of foods. And then if anything has been deep fried. The thing that I try to tell people is it's only one meal a year, and to try to keep those portion sizes reasonable, not going back for seconds, and then if at all possible, try to move that day, go for a walk either before or after the Thanksgiving meal.
While most students go home for break, there are others who don't, but the all-university Thanksgiving dinner brings that home feeling right to campus.
We have free food, free dessert, free drinks. We got entertainment to enjoy, for everyone to enjoy. It's just a great time, and just brings the Baylor family together, brings some fellowship to the Baylor's campus.
Unfortunately, I can't go home because I live pretty far out, but I just really appreciate that Baylor can put on an event like this so I can feel like I'm at home and having a very warm and delicious Thanksgiving dinner.
I look forward to Baylor's Thanksgiving every year because my family's so far away in Tennessee, and it feels great to have family here.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Grace Smith, and happy Thanksgiving.
If you're looking to fling your green and gold afar while still getting into the holiday spirit, you're in luck. Baylor just released their 2019 edition of their beloved Baylor Traditions ornaments. This year's ornaments feature the iconic interlocking BU, whose roots reach back nearly 100 years. A single ornament will cost you $38, and a portion of the gift is tax deductible. Proceeds will help support the Give Light campaign. To order this as a gift for yourself or someone else, visit BaylorUniversity.edu/Christmas ornaments.
There's nothing like seeing a furry face on campus to brighten up your day. Precious Pups from the Humane Society was shown off on campus by the Baylor Animal Rescue Club in hopes of finding that special someone who will take them home and be their companion for life. While this is a new organization on campus, their goal is to bring awareness to rescue pets and ultimately to find them a loving home.
We're really excited to be here and bring, I think we have 5 dogs here right now, to campus and show them off to the community here and hope some dogs get adopted.
So the problem with the Waco communities, there's a lot of dogs that are just kind of stray, and when the Humane Society fills up, they have to kill them, unfortunately, and put them down, is a better word to say. And so right now they're actually pretty full, so a lot of these dogs are on the urgent list, and because they've been there for a while, so it's really pertinent that they got adopted today, which a lot did, so that's awesome.
If you would like to join Baylor Animal Rescue Club, please reach out to us. We're a very low commitment organization, but we really want to encourage people to work with animals and get service in the Waco community any way they can.
Running that good old Baylor line is an iconic college tradition for freshmen that is recognized around the entire country. Little do many know the tradition comes full circle for seniors this weekend. LTVN's Igor Stepchinsky sat down with some of these seniors and gave them a snapshot of their past.
This weekend, that good old Baylor line will be composed of seniors in honor of their last home game as a college student.
Talk about ending a chapter the way it started.
I feel like I'm graduating and becoming kind of like a freshman again.
I guess my first hope is that I don't trip and fall.
It'll definitely be a little bit bittersweet.
That's where I met most of my friends, guys that I still hang out with every day.
I love it because it's a staple of whenever you first start going here.
A full circle story with many ups, downs, twists, and turns.
I mean, Baylor has taught me how to stick with it.
Instead of just being worried about grades, it's a lot more about my friends, the people I'm being with.
But as the album rapidly expands, seniors may forget how much they've really grown. Thankfully, that's what the magic of photography is here for.
Oh my God, that's me. Oh, this is so cute.
A mirror from the past to show the reflection of change.
Oh my gosh. Where did you get this?
And a reminder to be proud of yourself, past, present, and future.
Well, first I tell him to change his haircut.
Gosh, I would tell her that there's so much in store for her.
Every second that you have on this earth is a chance to impact others.
Think about the friends that you're going to make. Love them really well.
Freshman line or senior line, it always pays off.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy, man.
To keep running forward.
This is so sentimental. Oh, I want to cry. This is so cute.
From Lariat TV News, I'm Igor Stepchinsky.
The Lady Bear volleyball team made history this week, beating Texas for the first time in 18 years.
Sports is next, and Drake will have everything you need to know about Baylor athletics. Stick around.
At Baylor, our lights shine
while we push our limits
and guide the way.
At Baylor, our lights shine as we're making connections
and making an impression.
As leaders.
And as part of something bigger.
Baylor's light shines around the world, but it starts in each of us. Baylor, where lights shine bright.
It's the week of the Bear, with Baylor competing in the nation's biggest volleyball match, 5 combined men's and women's basketball games, and just a little football game on the Brazos this Saturday. We start in volleyball, where all attention was on Waco last Wednesday night as Baylor upset Texas for the first time since 2001 in a crucial top 3 matchup. LTVN's Nate Smith was there to capture Coach McGuire's first win against the Horns.
The eyes of the college volleyball world were on Waco Wednesday night as the third-ranked Bears took down the first-ranked Longhorns in dramatic fashion in front of a record number of fans at the Farrell Center.
Personally, I try not to focus on the crowd, and if I do look in the crowd, then, I smile or something and just look away, because at the end of the day, we're on the court right now. We have to play. They're awesome supporters, love them to death, but we have to focus on what we're doing and focus on what's in front of us, not around us.
The Bears started off the match on fire, winning the first two sets by a score of 25-23. However, the Longhorns wouldn't go down without a fight, rallying in the next two sets to force a match-deciding fifth set that the Bears won handily.
Jason made a comment, everyone needed to take it to the next level, like we just all needed to go up one level. So everybody just stepped up their game. I think Yossi stepped up her game, and we really executed, and I think it was like we had nothing to lose, like we never have anything to lose.
Yossiana Presley made her case for National Player of the Year even more convincing, as she piled up a game-high 31 kills and 24 digs. Other Bears gave strong contributions as well, with Hannah Locken turning in 53 assists and 2 aces, and Shelly Stafford racking up 8 kills and 3 blocks.
For Yossi to get some of those kills down the stretch, he was really having to paint the lines and hit the corners, and they knew they were coming. So I think, for her to drop 31 kills on just a great team defensively, just speaks to who she is. I know how much our girls love her, and she's got to be a top National Player of the Year candidate for sure.
The Bears will hope to take their momentum from tonight's big win into Manhattan, Kansas on Saturday, where they'll be taking on the Kansas State Wildcats. For Lariat TV News, I'm Nate Smith.
14th-ranked Baylor football suffered their first loss of the season after 9th-ranked Oklahoma charged back from a 25-point deficit to notch a 34-31 win. The Sooners trailed 31-10 at the intermission, but scored 24 unanswered points in the second half. The 9-1 Bears now turn their attention to a game with 6-4 Texas on the Brazos this Saturday, where Baylor has a chance to clinch a spot in the Big 12 championship game for the first time in program history.
What's next? We don't spend a lot of time sitting here saying, "Oh, what could have been?" What's next is Texas, and we had that same feeling against Texas last year. Had 4 chances to throw the ball in the end zone and couldn't get it done. So we know what kind of team they have. A lot of our players know their players, and so we'll get ourselves ready to go play.
Lady Bear basketball team took a break from the blowouts on Tuesday as they escaped 22nd-ranked South Florida 58-46 without the aid of senior Lauren Cox. Baylor had a quick turnaround and took to the court again Thursday night. They were right back to their dominating ways as they finished off Lamar. The number 2-ranked Baylor Lady Bears trounced Lamar 90-28, and defense was the name of the game as they held the Lady Cardinals just 18% shooting from the field.
You kept them to single digits in every quarter. And then we shot the ball better than I realized. I didn't realize we shot almost 70% in the field.
And shoot well they did, scoring 90 points for the 4th time this season, led by Erin DeGreat, who finished 8 for 9 with 19 points, and Nalissa Smith, who was 8 for 8 with 18 points. Baylor was anchored by their post players, who finished 25 for 29 from the field.
Really focusing when they run the floor, let's reward them. Let's reward them. They're athletic. And they're hard to guard, and you better get a body on them. They're going to go to the glass, and they're going to rebound the ball. And so it's not just the scoring that they're doing. They're trying to really give us second chance points.
The Lady Bears now turn their attention to 3 marquee matchups in the Virgin Islands over Thanksgiving break, where they're sure to learn a lot about this year's team.
Some tendencies you have don't get drawn to your attention until you play big-time teams. So I'm just ready to see what those might be, and of course, closing out good games and getting the experience on the court.
You take these trips for those reasons. You take them for educational purposes, you take them to play basketball, and you take them to have fun. And we're gonna do a little bit of everything.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Drake Toll. The 24th-ranked men's basketball team tipped off in the Myrtle Beach Invitational on Thursday with an emphatic 76-53 victory over the Ohio Bobcats. The Bears' backcourt led the way with Jared Butler and Maceo T combining for 36 points with 19 and 17 respectively. Freddie Gillespie contributed with a 10-point and 11-rebound double-double. And with the win, Baylor advances to the second round of the Invitational to play Coastal Carolina at 4 p.m. Friday on the ESPN family of networks. The early signing period is underway around college athletics, and Baylor made quite the splash across the board. Over a plethora of sports, Baylor hauled in a total of 68 new Bears, highlighted by the Lady Bear basketball program signing 5-star point guard Sarah Andrews and 5-star post Hannah Gusters, who ranked the number 7 and 9 players in the country, respectively. The men's basketball program also made a splash by nailing 3 4-star signees to highlight a top 10 class in the nation. It's safe to say our programs are primed for continued success. That's all I have for sports. Thanks for watching Lariat TV News.
Catch us on YouTube, BaylorLariat.com, or the Waco City channel.
Enjoy your holiday break, and we'll see you again after Thanksgiving. Have a great day, Baylor Nation.